Hey, what's up? It's your boy Junkmon. Welcome back to the Afro Daily Podcast. That's what I'm gonna call it for right now. That's my defunct podcast. Here with my boy Cam.
AKA everything, Sheldon.
Getting a little grub on for the
BKA the Grill Master.
I ain't gonna go there with him.
You know my shit be smacking, man. My shit be smacking, bro.
So we was over here talking about Cuba, and I was talking about my old neighbor. My old neighbor, my friend's grandma, who is where I like conceptualized the plan to do a garden or whatever at my house. Shout out my boy B. I think he up there in Baltimore or something. I was speaking with his grandma about how life is in general right now. Like, we voted for, I probably need to stand the light, there we go. We voted for Obama a few years ago, and we all had this big idea of hope, and that we were hoping that we would have change, and change has arrived. It's just not the change that we want, you know what I'm saying? Like, who wanted the price of groceries to be $300? I ain't even look. It was like $150.
I don't even look at my bill anymore.
I ain't get no meat. All I got was this shrimp. And what other meat did I get?
Say you got some chicken too.
Oh yeah, I got some chicken wings. The chicken wing box was $16. It used to be 10.
10, 12, 16. Man.
We got change, and we also got equality. We are all equally miserable, upset, angry, frustrated, confused. I mean, even 2-year-olds, they don't even know what gender they are and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Now that's on.
Think about it.
That's on.
You don't
that's
even know
on
if
the
you
parents.
need to poop or doo-doo.
That's on the
But
parents.
that's a whole nother goddamn show.
I'm saying, it is. But
like, let's
so
get back to Cuba
before we even go there.
Our first goddamn.
So my thing was
episode.
Now we are one step closer to socialism. Where
That's what the old lady was talking about. That's what I was trying to get at.
And then when we talk to Cubans about it, a lot of Cubans,
both of my great grandparents on both sides of my family.
A lot of Cubans are anti-Castro, and what I was explaining to him,
white ones that are here in America.
Exactly, because if you listen to any wise black professor speak, they say Cuba was one of the.
Her skin is like mine. You know what I'm saying? Seldom do you see
those
Hispanic
individuals.
I mean, like, seldom, especially in Georgia,
Afro-Latino.
Seldom do you see Afro-Latino people. Like, you don't see Mexican people with my skin complexion. You don't see Cuban
because they
people
don't
with
make
my
it out.
Skin complexion.
Because they don't make it out. They don't make it out of the environment. They're not privileged enough to be able to afford to come to a country like this, which a lot of those other ones are. Now, what the issue is this. I was explaining to him that the Cubans that don't like Castro, it's not necessarily the fault of socialism. And that model of socialism that he had was actually a good model of socialism. It was pseudo-socialism. It wasn't communism in the way that Russia has communism.
It was try to convince everybody.
That's the only way. Like China and Russia have a specific form of communism.
Do you know how hard it has to be to try to practice communism on a fucking island? Think about it logistically. Like, you live on an island, your fucking resources, they're extremely limited. So you have to conduct this thing called trade with other motherfuckers around you. Like, with, little countries like ours. Cuba is like 20 times the size of Jamaica.
Wouldn't even know it.
Jamaica is right there. It's the closest thing to them. So
Jamaican culture has infiltrated the whole world.
Well, what I'm getting at is, there might be like 2 or 3 plants that grow in Jamaica that don't grow in Cuba, that Cuban people really want for like a celebration or a special type of drink or something they like or whatnot. So they would trade that with Jamaican people, and since they bigger than Jamaica, obviously they're gonna have more products and whatnot to trade. You know what I'm saying? For the 1 or 2 particular things that grow in our country that don't grow in their country. And it's just, I mean, merely off of logistics, like, you would want to be friends with the motherfucker closest to you to conduct trade and business and, you know, commerce, whatever. Like, everything ain't about money, but, like, you do have to trade, like, whether it be barter or just, you know what I'm saying? What else were we getting at with this Cuba subject? Because we could stay on it for a minute, even as it pertains to the lump coal. I got something on
basically, what I was saying was, again, it's not necessarily the fault of Castro why people don't like socialism, or why Cubans, why Caucasian Cubans, hey, cuz just pull back up, you open the door. Why they don't like communism. I think the root cause of that is the same reason why there was a segment of the population in Iraq that didn't like Saddam Hussein, even though majority of the people there did love him. Same way majority of the people in Libya love Muammar Gaddafi, small segment didn't. What happens is, as soon as you disagree with the United States, who has the Navy out here patrolling all the water, we place trade embargoes on you. If you're an island country and you are reliant upon these trade routes in order to, like we just said, have commerce, make trade, keep all the resources that we need on our island, you got to be able to do trade. So when trade embargoes are placed on them and sanctions are placed on them and other countries are no longer able to trade with them, or they'll have problems with the U.S., now you start to put a stranglehold on Cuba. Now Cuba can't make money from exports. Now they can only import from people that are close by to them that don't really have ties to the U.S. It severely limits what you can do. Now, the suffering that happened as a cause of that, same thing happened in Iraq, same thing happened in Libya. Less to a degree in Libya.
It's still fucking, man, them motherfuckers, they selling them Nigerian bitches trying to go to Europe to sell pussy.
Man, I know, but
right there in Libya,
but 20 years ago, Libya didn't have that type of issue.
Under one of the richest men in the world.
Under Muammar Gaddafi, there was free education. Under Muammar Gaddafi, there was free healthcare. These are first world solutions, and that's supposed to be a third world country.
War
the
that
same
America
thing
has
in
fought
Cuba.
Since we've been alive has been off the basis of this country is practicing socialism. Is it not fucking socialism that Walmart receives 90% of the fucking food stamps that the motherfucking government kick out? Is it not socialism that the U.S. government give a motherfucker a $10,000, $20,000 what do you call it, tax credit for getting a fucking Tesla? Is it not fucking socialism for them to say, hey, if you buy the G-Wagon that's made here in America because it weighs XYZ amount of pounds, blah, 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 blah. No, that is fucking so let me tell you even I got a whole bunch of them in the car. Look in the trunk in the
Hey, put the shrimp. Look in the trunk.
I'll tell you the most basic form of socialism. Watch this. The garbage man comes to your fucking street every week, and it's part of the service that the county provides if you're living here in DeKalb County. That is socialism. Is the trash man not socialism? To an extent, like, no, it is. Like, it's the government providing a fucking social service.
Not everywhere. That's why I said
in DeKalb County.
In DeKalb County, yes. But,
okay, like the hospital, Grady Hospital, it's provided by taxpayers from DeKalb and Fulton, even though these crazy white people come down here every fucking weekend, get fucking fucked up, and just go back to Cobb County, and none of their tax dollars are extracted to goddamn pay for that social that socialism, or, well, it sounds like I'm using the word incorrectly there, but they don't pay for Grady, you know what I'm saying? But the hospital, the trash man, that is socialism. So don't get confused, you know what I'm saying? Just understand the core principle of a word, and you know what I'm saying? Like,
and so, basis of this is to say, gotta have somewhat of a pseudo society. I do agree with some of the socialist practices that we have here. Not all of them.
I don't know.
But I do agree with majority of the capitalist principles that we have here. But again, not all of them. Sometimes exploitation and greed can kind of get in the way. And if you put limits on it, then that may be called socialism. So any type of limits, any type of taxation of the rich, quote unquote, trying to take a little bit more money from them as you would from than you would from a poor person.
It's best to practice a democracy. Like India is an actual democracy. The only flaw in the Indian democracy is, what do you call them? Because they only talk about them with the Russians and shit. Oligarchs. Okay, so India, I don't know if they call them that as well, but you know, they used to have a whole bunch of kings and queens and princesses, and I still think they do got some to an extent today. They hold it up. So like the motherfuckers that run the country, like that are high up in politics and shit already, they all come from like a hierarchy already. You know what I'm saying?
They got a social advantage.
Yeah, and then you know India is complex, but not so much. In regards to the color of a motherfucker's skin, you feel me? Yeah. What is it? Classism?
A lot of people don't understand where Gandhi sharpened his tools. He was an attorney in South Africa during apartheid. Let's let that sink in.
Too, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Let that sink in so you can find out who this man really was. Now, not to say that you can't change or have an awakening, which he did, and he took his prowess back to India and did good for his people, which he was supposed to do. I don't need anybody else to do good for my people. I just don't need you to try to do bad by me either.
Yeah.
So that's where I stand on that. I don't need Gandhi to try to save black people. That wasn't his job. We're supposed to save ourselves. Anyway, to go back to a point, because I think I kind of skipped over.
Remember the Putin said that? Yeah, I don't even know where the fuck we going.
And Putin said that. Hitler said. A lot of leaders that America demonizes, and this is actually to my point. A lot of leaders Hitler demonizes, that America demonizes are actually people who speak the truth on behalf of what's going on in the world and speak the truth on behalf of the power of the black man, the Asiatic black man, if you want to get all technical with it. Either way, when we look back and see that we made enemies out of Fidel Castro, he was one of the greatest leaders of modern times. When we talk about what they demonized, when they demonized Muammar Gaddafi in Libya, one of the richest and best leaders that we've had in our time. And the same thing with Saddam Hussein. Whether anybody wants to view it that way or not, every one of them committed atrocities, which every leader does.
Oh, Saddam might have been a madman. I mean, Gaddafi, he wasn't like, everybody ain't
everybody's not an angel. Yeah. Everybody got flaws, but it's a greater good. If you're my enemy, what I do to you, does that make me a tyrant? If you're trying to rise up against me, what if I do something to you? Does that make me a bad person, or am I defending the principles of my country? So when the CIA comes in, and they create a small group, a small faction, and train them and arm them to rise up against me, if I kill those people, am I the problem?
Like, how the fuck they call remember the Iraq War? And the fucking people, the Iraqi motherfuckers were coming out of their house like, bro, I have nowhere to go, but I got this fucking AK or this SKS, and they labeled them fucking insurgents. How? Listen, if you invade a country and you wipe out their army, and what do you call it when you make their army defect? They made their army defect, right? To where they dissolved. They were powerless. You feel me? And then the people that live there that got invaded decide to get up and stand up and fight for their rights. How the fuck do they then become insurgents? It's all semantics and wording. Like, this shit is crazy. An insurgent would be somebody that would be invading, you know what I'm saying? Like your neighbor, like teamed up with the rest of the fucking homeowners association. So I don't know. It's weird. Like, maybe I'm fucking this up, but isn't that incorrect terminology?
What?
To if you invade somebody's country, make their army defect, and then the people of the country that you invaded decide to pick up arms and rise up for themselves, how are they insurgents?
That's actually
am I missing?
That's completely an incorrect term. That's the incorrect way to label them. They're people that are just defending their country. They're defending their land.
Bro,
they're
I
defending
don't got
the
nowhere
only
to go,
thing that
bro.
they
Y'all
have.
niggas done blew up my house. Y'all done killed my bitch, ran my dog over.
Okay.
What the fuck I'm supposed to do at this point?
Because of a small faction. Because of a small faction of people in the country that were empowered by the CIA to gain influence and rise up against their leader. Now, if I'm the leader of a country, right? I'm a dictator, right? How do dictators lose their position?
When the people rise up against them.
Only two ways: death or revolution.
Yeah.
Okay, so
insurgency would be what you said. I just kind of missed it, but like, okay, if an outside
element comes in and influences the people
to attack their own government,
and that's what happened in Libya.
That would be
that's what happened in Iraq. That's
not what happened in Iraq.
What do you mean?
They start calling them people insurgents after they came in
no.
the country.
But the U.S. were insurgents in Iraq.
Oh, you labeling them the insurgents.
So we are technically, not even technically, we are quite literally the insurgents. And now
they paint the shit on the army trucks and the planes. Yeah. We're the infidels. Nobody called y'all that. Well, yeah, they did. But like that's not, again. Well, we ain't gonna get into that. Like we're gonna try to stray away from the theology. We should probably just have one day where we just do theology, because everybody ain't gonna want to fuck with that.
I'm not gonna get into that, but regardless of that, you got it,
motherfucker.
Yeah, in the
trunk, in the cooler. I'll go get it my damn self. I guess you want one.
And I got a couple in the fridge. I think you can grab one.
I don't know if they cold.
It should be some right here.
But Jason, that key wasn't turning when I was trying to open the door.
Oh, I know. That shit hard as hell. Boy,
But back to the point.
But you still got that shit.
What?
That nasty shit.
But that rabbit hole, that shit put you in a rabbit hole. But
oh, yeah. I was looking at that. I never tried
that shit
it.
put you in a rabbit hole. But that shit
hole.
good, man. It's good, but it sits you down.
I won't go to sleep.
So we come in, we influence a group of people to rise up against their leader. And if I'm a dictator, and I know that the only two ways that I can die, the only two ways I can lose my power, only two ways, and not pass it down to my seeds, is if somebody kills me.
What the fuck?
In which case, I'm not going to let a lot of people get close to me.
That bitch like Jägermeister, like you can feel the spirit.
Oh yeah, already.
Hey, shouts out the rabbit hole. Like, I'm a professional fucking drinker. This shit got the spirits in it, man. I'm just
a whiskey. I'm just a whiskey enthusiast. So this is definitely some good whiskey. It's some good whiskey. It got a punch
flavor
on it.
into it.
It got a punch on it.
Punch.
Right, 95 proof. This shit gonna sit you down in a minute.
Well, you know me.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Either way though. Now when it comes down to it, my responsibility to my people who I've led from a worse situation to a better one. Saddam Hussein saved Iraq. Fidel Castro saved Cuba. Muammar Gaddafi saved Libya.
Bro, look, this
all of these people did though. All right, so hold on.
He defended his people for over 4 decades for the U.S. government on a fucking island
successfully.
Bro.
So I'm gonna have to do some things that may be untraditional, non-traditional, in order to keep my position. First things first. If I hear anybody talking shit, you out of here.
Yeah.
But Saddam gave people the opportunity to leave. Those people sided. Listen. Those people were on.
Shit,
bro. You gotta just listen. You gotta just listen.
Have 1,000 niggas. Bro, we having a meeting.
You gotta listen.
Then that nigga dropped 200 people name, bro. Them 200 people about to get executed
right now.
Nigga, hey, we about to eat chicken and watch this shit.
Okay, but this is the fact. This is the fact of the matter. Almost every incident which we tried to take him to court
come to work and shine his shoes and shit.
Listen, almost every incident which we tried to take him to world court for.
Who?
Saddam. That's why we put him on and hung him. Just fill me up.
Bro, fast as fuck, bro. Like, what is it called? The Hague? Like, that shit is normally supposed to be a process. Like,
either way.
Like, nigga, you dying next week.
He gave those people an opportunity to leave before he killed you. You were on holy land. Whether we want to say whatever, the Mesopotamia, Mesopotamia is the region that was supposed to have the Garden of Eden in it. That is true Holy Land.
I know Baghdad. I mean, yeah, Baghdad, Iraq. I know Baghdad is in Iraq. I know Syria and all of that shit. I learned all of that in like first grade or kindergarten, Sunday school.
But just understand
not
what,
giving a fuck
but understand
about
what the Tigris,
about, looking at the pictures.
Understand
in the back
what
of
the Tigris and the Euphrates
those
is.
Are that area of the world is in the Bible. You fuck with the Bible, whatever religion.
It don't matter what
subscribe to, like all of that shit comes from that region of the world.
And before
over there, just
and before hold on,
iconic
but
song,
before that strait was built,
yeah.
before that strait was carved into the land to separate Ethiopia from everything else, that was all Ethiopia. But we ain't gonna go there. The Tigris and the Euphrates is the cradle of civilization, and you have some fucking squatters on this cradle of civilization that are siding with Kuwait, trying to give away your oil, which is what you produce in order to make money for your people. When I blow these motherfuckers up, I'm wrong. I told you to leave. If I blow you up, I'm wrong. How that make sense?
It's like at some point or another, America's gonna go invade one of those Middle Eastern countries. I mean, they did Iraq, man.
No, what do you mean? Every revolution was caused by the CIA, MI6, and goddamn the Mossad, bro. Every one of them. We've been in all the places.
You see the size of Iraq in comparison to Iran, bro?
Iran's fucking huge.
That's why, bro. Syria is, if I'm not mistaken, is double the size or equal the size of Iran.
No, Iraq.
Iraq is small. Syria and Iran is big as fuck, bro. Where the big bitch at? Hey Bixby, what is the square mileage of Syria?
This shit,
bruh.
Syrian like I need.
Hey Bixby, what is fuck you. I'm talking to Google now. Square mileage. What is it? Square mile?
Square miles. Yeah.
Square miles of Syria. 71. Square miles of Iraq. 169. Holy shit.
I told you, dog. And Iran is like double the size of that.
What the fuck? I was wrong.
Iraq is huge, bro.
Square miles of
You gotta
Iran.
understand how big the Tigris and Euphrates are. That shit is almost entirely in Iraq.
Holy shit. That bitch
huge.
is like 6 times the size of Iraq. So if they couldn't beat the Iraqi motherfuckers with 20 years of fucking fighting with top dollar, the fuck they gonna do to the Iranian people? Like, just stop talking to them.
Same,
you know what I'm saying?
It's the
Like,
same thing. We're trying to infiltrate from the inside. You don't understand that.
But have you ever met an Iranian person?
Two of their top leaders, two of their top military leaders have been killed by the United States in the last 5 years. And what you think?
Not only that, but
who gonna replace them people?
the scientists. They're not just killing the military people, but I guess they
killing the
when
scientists
they
that are
put
trying
the
to enrich
news
uranium.
together, they gonna combine the two. When the enrichment of uranium is not simply to make fucking weapons, the enrichment of uranium is how they cure motherfuckers with cancer. Just in case you didn't know, because you just watched Fox News
and also
the enrichment of uranium, they're making the fucking nuclear bombs. Whoever dropped nuclear bombs, historically, only one person has done that twice. No one else has ever done it. But they are somehow the work. Bruh, how come Russia is never fucking pressing the line on who the fuck got nukes? Russia's never given a fuck about North Korea having nukes, Iran having nukes. Sure enough, North Korea. They have an alliance, yes.
It's communist and we got an alliance. And all of those Middle Eastern countries, why do you think they shoot AK-47s and not M16s, my guy?
Yeah, well, because I'm pretty sure America won't sell them to them.
Since the 70s, we've been fighting wars against Russia. Damn near since the middle of the Cold War, we've been fighting wars against Russia through Middle Eastern countries.
Like the Cold War has never stopped. You know what I'm saying?
Afghanistan war started in the late 80s. It started in the late 80s.
Goddamn. The Afghanistan and Mexico is like so fucking identical. Like there was no heroin coming from Afghanistan. You go over there, fight a war. Now 90% of the heroin comes from Afghanistan. These motherfuckers was not really growing opium in Mexico. You go over there to Mexico and you bring all of these fucking guns and all of these strategic ideas that you have, and now you have Mexican cartels producing opium and bringing it to America. It's a lot easier, cheaper to bring opium from Mexico than it is to bring it from Afghanistan. And it's like, bro, like, it's sure enough, it's a problem when you ride down Moreland Boulevard and you see these young white people fucking heating up a spoon and sticking a needle in their arm. But like, what created that? You know, what's the bigger picture here? Because it's always two sides to a story, and shit ain't simply what it seems to be. You know, from the, you know, just looking at it. You know what I'm saying? Just from the frontal view of that shit. Because I done been on many of movie sets. Like, I only got credit for being on one, but
my fucking God.
What?
Bro, this is the best jerk burger I've made.
Yeah, them shit be hitting, bro.
No,
You
this
be
is
killing
the
that
best,
shit.
best one I made today, bro. This shit's crazy.
Fuck was I gonna say? Man, is this chick like? I don't know, is this motherfucker trying to fuck me? I'm seeing somebody text me.
Oh my God, bro.
I'm losing track of what I was saying. Goddamn.
Yo,
Pussy.
spicy food?
Who's this? Somebody call me. Let me call them back. Hey, your turn. Come talk on this shit. We can't. Oh, can I pause it? You can't pause the video? Fuck that iPhone. You could do that shit on the Android.
Oh my God, bro.
My boy Camo. Man, that nigga said he was gonna give me that watch, bro. One of them ones. This nigga think he got that drip, bro. Shouts out my nigga Camo, bro. Well, hey, wait, man, you ain't. I took the shoes off, bro. Boy, you see the shoes I got on with it fit, man? Let me step back real quick, man. Goddamn drip checking this motherfucker real fast, man. Hey.